You're about to listen to an excerpt of Secret City Geek Lab broadcast on KTSTFM.com every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. For more news, reviews, and interviews from the world of geek, visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity. Enjoy the show.
It's an honor, really. They continually make good movies. It's always nerve-wracking. The movie-making process is a little uncertain. If it was easy to make good movies, there'd be a lot more of them. The best thing about working for Marvel is that you have a pretty confident sense that they're going to turn out something good. I don't know how they do it, but Marvel seems to have the Midas touch. We stepped up the action a little bit. In this movie, we let Captain America really show why he belongs on the Avengers.
It's exciting. I mean, first of all, it's great to be in Los Angeles at the El Capitan. You know, it's a theater that I always kind of as a kid drove past. It's so iconic. Beautiful Disney theater, and they've done a wonderful job at kind of maintaining it. And the fans here are just always spectacular with the Marvel movies because they're really true fans of the franchise and these characters, and so they want us to win, which is great. You know, we're here with a bunch of people rooting for us. So. Robert Redford we have this time around, which was pretty crazy for me because I haven't worked with him since another Disney movie that I made, The Horse Whisperer, when I was 12 years old. And let's see, we have Anthony Mackie as Falcon. Cobie, of course, is coming back as Maria Hill. Sam Jackson as Nick Fury. So it's a nice big cast. I think we may have accomplished one of the best car chase sequences ever shot with Sam Jackson. It's absolutely outrageous, and I was at the edge of my seat watching the cut that I did watch, and I think he just does a phenomenal job. The Russo brothers did an amazing job. I think it's a thrill. It's a real thrill.
Well, you know, it's sort of like wish fulfillment. And when I was a kid, I read comic books. I looked at all these fantastic things going on. I wished I could be in a world that had those kind of people in it or had those kinds of things in it. And lo and behold, here I am. So for me, it's like a dream come true. So when I show up or I get to put on the eye patch and hang out with people who fly and lift buildings and do stuff, it's a real joy. To have been a young actor and seen Robert Redford on screen, it never occurred to me that I would have the opportunity to be in the creative space with him. I've talked to him on numerous occasions at Sundance and other places, so this was really great to actually stand there and go toe-to-toe with somebody and actually pretend that he was my friend and then pretend that we don't like each other so much and then we like each other again. It's more that, you know, wish fulfillment. Just things that you never think will happen to you when you're sitting in a dark theater somewhere in Tennessee or Atlanta.
The reason I wanted to be in a Marvel movie as opposed to any other type of action or superhero movie is because they have a die-hard group of fans. I mean, people love these characters the way, unlike any other character I've ever played in any movie. And it's fun to bring these characters to life. You know, it's fun to see people's reaction to the first response of seeing these characters. So I'm really looking forward to hearing them react once we get in the theater. My first day of shooting was quite possibly the most nerve-wracking day of my life. They put me on a 75-foot platform, and they say, okay, we want you to jump backwards off the platform, shooting 2 semi-automatic pistols at a hovercraft as you turn over and land on a mat from 75 feet in the air. It was quite possibly the most awkward moment of my life, but it looks amazing in the movie. I truly believed in the Russo brothers. I thought they could make an amazing movie, and I thought they understood the Falcon in a way that if anybody was going to put him in a movie for the first time, it should have been them. And I think they introduced him. You know, they didn't put me up like lamb chops in the movie. They threw up a 7-course meal as the Falcon, so I'm so happy about it.
We're continuing the Ed Brubaker storyline, which was fantastic in the comic books, and you know, the Russo brothers were really keen on making sure that they were following it to a T, and the costume designers did a phenomenal job putting, you know, basically the costume that I wear is right off the page, and it's exciting. I don't know, it's a great movie. It's a privilege, really. It's a great group of actors to be a part of, especially in this film, but in the Marvel Universe, I mean, you've got so many wonderful characters, and of course, I'm kind of biased to mine. I feel like I'm playing the right character I should be playing, yeah, it's like almost being led into a really exclusive membership of some sort, and so it's a privilege. The action sequences and the fight scenes in this film are unlike anything that anybody's seen in these Marvel movies, and we're really proud of that. There's some 3 months of hard work, and it's also just a really smart movie.
I'm very, very lucky and very, very grateful to be in this Marvel universe, and especially in the Cap 2 movie, because it's so gritty and it's so real, and it takes place mostly within S.H.I.E.L.D., which my character Maria Hill is a very big part of. So it was cool to sort of have S.H.I.E.L.D. be like one of the major characters in this film, and to see, I mean, I can't say much, but to see sort of the inner workings and how it conducts itself. It's an action adventure. I mean, there is, I'm trying to think if there's any love story going on. I mean, of course there's like romantic entanglements, as there is on any film, but it's just a lot of fun. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Well, it was being part of the family again, I suppose. I wasn't expecting to. I didn't sign up knowing that I'd come back. So it's been a lovely surprise, really, and a surprise for the fans as well, who were very excitable this evening. It's lovely. You get the Twitter feeds and you hear a little bit on the internet and the buzz about it, but it's not until you come to an environment like this that you realize how committed they are. And some people have said that they've been here since last night, which is remarkable. I mean, when I was younger, especially, I would do the same for, you know, someone I was really crazy about, and so I get it. You know, if you've got a passion for something, and it means a lot to us that we can see the fans and thank them ourselves. I think it just moves the first one along so much, even better than the first story did, and it's obviously cemented in modern day. The sequences are, the visual kind of action of it is breathtaking, and then it's a bigger arc and journey for his character. He's got the moral dilemmas, and he's been pulled in different directions, and he's had to battling with the modern world. So it's just, I think it's a triumph. I think Marvel have done, again, an incredible job, and they're going to definitely get it right for the fans, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I mean, it seemed to me like it might be slightly intimidating going into it, but everyone was just so welcoming and kind and awesome that the whole process was just so much fun. And now being here to be able to celebrate, it's awesome. It's very exciting, really cool. It's truly amazing. It really is. It's you know, I'm a little bit shy, so it always baffles me a little bit that they're shouting my name, and there's a part of me that wants to be like, oh no, but like, I'm not cool at all. But no, they're really, it's just very flattering that they come out to see all of these people, and that they want to support the film. You know, it's very cool.
I've never been in the Marvel Universe, so this is a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, this is scary. This is like the first day of summer camp when you're 7 years old. I don't know what to do with myself. I brought my 17-year-old son, who's been a Marvel fan since since he came out of the womb. So I'm going to enjoy watching him watch the film. It'll be fun.
I'm a big fan of superhero. I started reading it when I was a kid, and it's my first experience as an actor. I'm a professional athlete, so it was a very fun experience, and hopefully it won't be the last. It was a lot of fun doing it, and especially playing a villain, because every day I tried to be a good role model, but now I was able to play a bad guy, so it was fun. I'm a martial artist, you know. I fight in mixed martial art in the UFC. And my character in the movie is a bad guy. He's a French mercenary. He's a martial artist expert as well. So it was a perfect role for me.
This is a unique world. I've been a part of it now for a little more than 5 years. Starting with Thor, and this is to me this is great with Cap, because it's where you kind of see Sitwell come into his own, and the audience gets a bit of a surprise, and it's nice when you can walk into a movie that people are expecting it to be a certain way, and then it's not. This is probably the least superhero-y of the superhero movies. It's more of a thriller, and I'm glad that the Russos did an amazing job, and they really just brought it all together. And I think the audience is going to think that this may be the best Marvel movie yet. So. It's fun when you look out and these people are lined up here, and they just want to get a glimpse of these people that come into their homes with the movies and with the TV shows, and I get a kick out of it because I'm one of them. You know, I'm a big fan of all this, so to me it's really important that we get out and we acknowledge them and we see how great they are.
It's completely exhilarating. You know, it's been a couple years now, more than 2 years. We've been working on the movie, and we're very proud of it. We had an amazing experience, and we're just couldn't be happier to bring it to
It's
audience.
great to finally share it with people.
Yeah.
What's interesting about it is now he's in the modern world, right? And this movie gets to spend the most time with him addressing that issue, and he's looking for a place in the modern world. He's trying to find an identity. He knew what his identity was in the past, and now in the present, he's not quite sure how he fits in. So the movie really deals with that struggle on his part.
You know, the great thing about Cap's story is that, you know, he's now woken up in the present day, and everybody he knew from his World War II life is gone. And it's a very kind of a tragic place to be in your life. And so new relationships are critically important to Cap. So there's just an awesome character work between characters like Black Widow in this film, the new character Falcon, Nick Fury, and even the Winter Soldier. So it's like some of the character relationships in this film are our favorite things about it. It's really intimidating meeting Robert Redford for the first time, just because he's such a legend. But all that goes away in seconds when you meet him. He's a very gracious man, very professional. It couldn't have been a more exciting encounter. And I have to say, my favorite thing about it, or one of my favorite things about it, is that Joe and I both got Christmas cards from him this year, which was pretty exciting. So,
I framed mine.
Yeah.
It's hanging on my wall. I took everything else down, and it's just my Christmas card from Robert Redford.
Yeah.
This is why you make the film. It's for these people, and there's nothing more rewarding in filmmaking than to have an audience appreciate the work, and nobody appreciates movies more than Marvel fans. So we're ecstatic that we're in this family now, and then we get to make another Cap film for these people.
This movie is the culmination of two groups we've assembled, right? The amazing returning cast, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Jackson, and then of course the new cast, Anthony Mackie, Frank Grillo, Emily Vancamp, Robert Redford. It's an amazing cast. We've made a lot of movies now, we've worked with a lot of actors, but when somebody who's an icon and who's a film legend like Robert Redford expresses an interest in doing a movie with you and then agrees to do a movie for you, it's incredible, and it really makes us very, very excited, and he does a tremendous job in the movie. There are a lot of surprises in the movie. I feel like people always say that, but there really are in this one. We like to surpass expectations and surprise the audience with what comes. I think it's the best action we've ever had in a movie. I think it has some of the most groundbreaking changes to the ongoing Marvel Cinematic Universe that we've ever done. And I think in particular Chris Evans and Scarlett really, you know, in their third incarnation of those characters, really elevate it and bring something brand new and fresh to it. The first film, Captain America the First Avenger, was a World War II picture. It took place entirely in the 40s, except at the very end when he wakes up and he's in the modern day. And then, of course, he's thrust into the Avengers, and he doesn't have a whole lot of time to think over the course of that movie, lest he let the world end. And now we really were excited to have the time to explore the notion that Steve Rogers is a man out of time. And he's sort of struggling with the new world and the new reality, and in particular the shades of gray that the world seems to be today. Certainly the world when you work for S.H.I.E.L.D. and work for Nick Fury. That's complete shades of gray, and Steve isn't necessarily comfortable with that, and that's where we take him in this film.
This was a production of Secret City Geek Lab on KTSTFM.com. We broadcast every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Visit the Geek Lab at secretcitycomedy.com/geeklab or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/secretcity.